When we imagine strategies for surviving in harsh environments, eating feces is probably the last thing that comes to mind. Yet in the natural world, this behavior, known as coprophagy, is a clever, biologically sophisticated survival strategy. Derived from the Greek words kopros, dung, and phagin, to eat, coprophagy is the deliberate consumption of fecal material. It might sound unappealing, but for many animals, it's an essential part of staying nourished, conserving energy, and maintaining a healthy microbiome, especially when resources are scarce. Far from being a zoological oddity, it reveals surprising insights that have relevance for human health, aging, and even ecological sustainability. Take, for instance, rabbits, deer mice, and Arctic foxes. These animals don't just eat feces randomly, they do it in ways that optimize nutrition and survival. Rabbits produce two kinds of droppings: hard pellets they discard and soft, nutrient-rich cecotropes they consume directly from the anus. This second pass through the digestive tract allows them to absorb vitamins and nutrients that weren't extracted the first time around, like B vitamins, vitamin K, volatile fatty acids, and microbial proteins. These nutrients support vital processes, such as cell repair, brain function, and immune defense. In essence, coprophagy helps them turn tough, cellulose-filled diets into bioavailable nourishment. For carnivores, the rationale is slightly different but just as valuable. Wolves, hyenas, and wild dogs occasionally eat herbivore feces to gain trace minerals and plant-based nutrients that meat doesn't offer. Additionally, they ingest beneficial microbes that help them digest a broader range of foods. For young carnivores, consuming adult feces acts like a starter kit for gut bacteria, helping develop a healthy digestive and immune system. In laboratory settings, animals that miss this microbial inheritance often show stunted growth and higher susceptibility to disease, proving that this isn't just odd behavior, it's functional biology. The real power of coprophagy isn't just in calories, it's in microbes. Every gram of feces contains billions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. These microbes play key roles in digestion and overall health by breaking down complex carbohydrates into short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, such as butyrate, which strengthens the gut lining, reduces inflammation, and even impacts gene regulation. These SCFAs are not just byproducts, they're vital to processes that influence how long and how well an organism lives. Animals that practice coprophagy are effectively reseeding their gut microbiota, particularly after disruptions like illness or seasonal food shortages. This constant recycling builds a microbiome rich in redundancy, meaning if one group of bacteria is lost, another can take over, an elegant system of biological insurance. Humans, of course, don't engage in coprophagy, and for good reason. But we're starting to mimic the principles behind it in a more refined way. The medical practice of fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, in which stool from a healthy donor is transferred to a sick recipient, has proven effective in treating certain gut infections and is now being explored for managing conditions like obesity, depression, and even neurodegenerative diseases. These efforts reflect a growing recognition that maintaining a youthful, diverse microbiome may not come from pills or powders, but from actively restoring microbial balance, much like animals do in nature. In challenging environments like deserts and Arctic tundras, coprophagy becomes even more valuable. Animals like kangaroo rats, jerboas, and Arctic reindeer re-ingest their own waste to reclaim water and nitrogen, two critical survival resources. Even dung beetles, which feed their larvae stored balls of feces, illustrate how waste can be transformed into life-supporting fuel. These animals embody metabolic thrift, squeezing every possible benefit from what they eat to avoid the energy cost of foraging, fighting, or facing extreme temperatures. There's a human parallel here in the practice of intermittent fasting and caloric restriction, which aim to make our bodies more efficient at using energy and recycling old or damaged cellular components. While humans don't reconsume digested food, strategies that mimic the second-pass digestion found in animals, such as eating more fiber to feed beneficial gut microbes, have similar benefits in terms of supporting metabolic and immune health. Interestingly, coprophagy isn't just a physical act, it's social behavior. Elephant calves, koala joeys, and gorilla infants all sample their mother's feces during crucial developmental windows. This exposure helps train their immune systems and populate their guts with the right bacteria. In species like meerkats and prairie dogs, communal latrines serve as hubs of information. Animals sniff out what others have eaten, detect illness, and even gauge predator presence. Feces, in these contexts, carry more than nutrients, they hold environmental data and microbial blueprints for survival. This concept can be applied to humans, too. Our ancestors shared meals, fermented foods, and lived close to soil and animals, exposing them to a rich and diverse microbial environment. These shared exposures likely played a role in shaping strong, well-regulated immune systems. But today, with widespread antibiotic use, processed diets, and urban living, our microbial exposure has narrowed. Reintroducing safe, diverse microbial sources, through gardening, fermented foods, and probiotics, could help restore what we've lost. Nature teaches powerful lessons about resilience and longevity through digestion. One such lesson is that redundancy is strength. Animals that recycle food through their digestive systems create metabolic buffers, giving them extra chances to absorb nutrients and maintain microbial health. Humans can replicate this by eating a variety of plant-based fibers, practicing mindful eating cycles, and avoiding the overuse of antibiotics. Another lesson is that microbial byproducts are powerful. SCFAs, vitamins, and other metabolites produced by gut bacteria regulate inflammation, support brain function, and even influence how quickly we age. Supporting these microbes may be as important, if not more, than tracking calories or protein grams. Additionally, nutrient recycling often beats overconsumption. Animals that reuse what they already have make more of less. In human terms, this means relying on whole foods and fiber instead of ultra-processed calories that pass through the gut without nourishing it. The idea that behavior and diet co-evolve is also critical. What seems odd in the animal world is often a finely tuned adaptation. Humans also developed ways to optimize food, fermenting, slow cooking, and making broths, all of which pre-digest food and support gut health. Respecting these traditions might help protect us from modern health problems. Lastly, waste is not just waste. In natural systems, feces return essential nutrients to the earth, supporting plants and closing the loop. Practices like composting, regenerative farming, and circular agriculture mirror this cycle in human life, connecting personal health to planetary health. Of course, none of this suggests that humans should imitate rabbits or dung beetles. Medical safety and hygiene matter. But the deeper principle is about resource efficiency, microbial stewardship, and circular living. By understanding and respecting how animals recycle nutrients and microbes, we gain powerful insights into how to extend health span, not just through cutting-edge science, but by reconnecting with time-tested biological wisdom. So, the next time you see a dog sniffing something unsavory or hear about an animal's unusual diet, consider the evolutionary intelligence behind it. Coprophagy, odd as it may seem, embodies a strategy of resilience through recycling. And for humans seeking longer, healthier lives on a crowded, resource-limited planet, it reminds us that longevity may be less about high-tech fixes and more about working with nature's elegant, if unglamorous, solutions. If this video sparked your interest or taught you something new, go ahead and like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. Know someone who'd enjoy or benefit from it. Share it their way. And don't forget to drop a comment. Your thoughts, questions, and insights help shape this growing community. Thanks for being here.